Now I'm going to talk to you about the general settings for your Google Classroom. For this particular classroom, my settings, as I told you earlier, are under the gear icon up in the upper right-hand corner. When I click on that gear icon, it takes me to class details, general settings, and grading. I'm going to talk about the class details and part of this general category here. So first, class details. I've already put my class name in there. Now I can say a description. This happens to be 7th grade World Geography. I'm going to skip down here to room. This is assuming I'm back in the classroom. Maybe for home, we would just say online. Subject, social studies. And in the section category, I'm going to be really careful what I write here, because this is what will show up on the home page. So what I usually do is put my class hour and I put the year. And I'll show you why I like this. I'm going to save. Now, if I go up here to my hamburger menu and I go back to the classroom homepage, I can easily see here, this is where I wrote in the section hour 2020 through 2021. And this will help me, especially if I have a lot of different classes and I'm trying to sort out what these different things are. So having that little description in there is very helpful. Now I'm going to go back to that class. Now I'm going to go back to that class, go back to my gear icon. Now I have my class details. Next, we're going to look at general settings. So here is the class code. And if I click here, I can display it larger. This would be if you were in the classroom and you wanted to display it for your students so they could sign on to this class. You can also easily just copy it. This will copy it to your can't remember what it's called. You can also copy it. You can reset it. So if you don't like your code, you can change it to something else, and you can disable this feature. I have not found a reason to disable it, but you might have a reason to do so. Stream. Students can post and comment. This is something that normally when we're in the classroom, I make it so that only teachers can post or comment. But since we're teaching from home, I like to allow students to post and comment in the stream. The stream can be a really excellent place for online discussion. And so if you allow them to post and comment, they can do that in the stream. Now, if you have now, now, if you have a student who is not using this appropriately, you will have the option to mute them so they will not be able to do that. And you can do that on an individual student basis. You do not have to mute all of your students. So right now I'm going to change this to students can post and comment. The next one is classwork on the stream. I prefer to have this as hide notifications. Whenever I post a new assignment, I don't want that coming up on the screen. I would prefer that my students go to the classwork tab to find their work. So I always turn this off. Otherwise, students get used to just looking at the stream and not looking carefully at the classwork tab. And I want to sort of train them to use the stream just to look for announcements, classwork for classwork. So I hide notifications. Showing deleted items, I usually turn that off. I don't see why there's a reason to show that. And guardian summaries, I like to have that turned on because I like my guardians to be able to see what's going on in my classroom. Now, Heather's going to talk to you a little bit about Google Meet, so I'm going to skip that. And I'm also going to skip this grading section because we will talk about that more in our advanced Google Classroom course. So when I'm done making my changes, I would click Save, and automatically that would bring me back, but I'm going to close this up. And now I come back to my main classwork page.